Hello friends, welcome to our today's past session. In our today's session, we are going to learn how to set up an IntelliJ IDE for using a Spark with Scala. We will be using a SBT, and we can also set up this through Maven as well. If you need a video on Maven, please drop comments in a comment box. I will try to make one for Maven as well. And in this series we are going to learn how to use the IntelliJ IDE for coding in Spark with Scala and get the jar file from the code that we develop, deploy them in a cluster, and finally we will see how to run the jar file in a cluster. So these are all the things that we are planning to see in this series. Now let us get started with the setup. Before moving on to the setup, a kind request: if you really like my content, please do share with your friends and subscribe and give a thumbs up signal to this video. Let's get started. To set up SBT with IntelliJ, we need a few requirements. First one is the Java JDK. We need at least Java 8 in our machine, and this is a site in which we can download the Java package. If we scroll down, we can see for Windows 64 or Windows 86 we can get the JDK file. I will give this link in description. You can download it from here. And the next one is our IntelliJ. I am not using the latest version, which is 2020. Instead, I am using the version 2018.3.6. I'm using this version. We can download the community version, which is open source and it is free. And I have downloaded the file and installed it already. Let me open the IntelliJ. These are the two things that is needed for setting up the IntelliJ. So I had opened the IntelliJ now. Our initial setup will take some time. It's a one-time process, but we need some patience to set up this in our machine. So as a first step, we need a Scala to be installed in our IntelliJ. It will be as a plugin. Go to the configure and plugin. Inside this, we have to go to the marketplace tab and choose Scala. Since I have already installed, it is showing like installed. If you are into the first time, it will be asking you to download and install it, and it will ask you for the restart of IDE. Go ahead and restart the IDE. If you are facing any issues with the downloads related to the proxy settings, say for example, if you are working in a company and you are going to set up it in your organization machine, there might be some proxy settings that has to be set. For that, choose config settings, and inside this choose system settings. Under that, HTTP proxy, and here you can see like we have option to set up the proxy. Go for a manual proxy and give the host name and click the checkbox and give login ID and password, and check your connection once whether the connection is being established or not. Since I am trying it on my local machine, I am giving it no proxy, and I am cancelling it. So now we are done with the initial setup. Let's go ahead and create project. And here in this window, we can see in the left pane we have all the other languages. Only if you install the Scala plugin, you will have a Scala here, otherwise it will not be visible. I am choosing the Scala, and here again we can see SBT Lightbend project starter. Our setup is going to be on SBT. I am choosing SBT and choosing next. Now it will ask for the project name related details, and I am giving demo Spark, and here again it is Java 1.8, and the SBT version that I am going to use is 1.3.10. I will use 1.3.10. and I will downgrade it to 2.11.12, the Scala version, and we can go for a finish. So now my project will get loaded, and it will take some time for the SBT to refresh. Here we can see our SBT is getting refreshed. If you get any issues like this, could not resolve any spaces, then it should be a issue with your heap size. Go to project file and settings, choose build execution and deployment. In this build tools and SBT, and here you can see maximum heap size MB, reduce it to 512, that is enough, and give apply and OK. Now again come to build and refresh the SBT. It takes a few minutes to refresh the project. Until then I will show you the external packages that is being added. Here we can see only Java JDK is being added and no other packages being added. Now only it is getting refreshed. We can see the status here. Once this process is completed, we will come again and check the external libraries, what are the libraries that is available. Before that I will explain you the project structure. Okay, our build got completed. Here we can see our build got completed, and also here we can see our SBT plugin has been added as an external library. So in our project structure, we have a folder called project, inside which we will have a build.properties. If we choose this build.properties, we will have a SBT version, the one which we gave in our initial setup. We can change it here as well. We have to change it here and we have to rebuild it again if we needed to change it. And next comes the source folder. In source folder we will have two things, main and test. Inside each folder we will have a Scala. This is for testing purpose and this is for our real development. Here we can create a package and Scala class, objects, everything. And another one, main thing is build.spt. This is the file that we are going to deal with now. And here if you see, we have a project name and version and Scala version. Again here also we can come and change the Scala version if we need to downgrade or upgrade, and refresh the project so that it will update as needed. So now you can see like there is no error message or warning message here. If your SBT build is failed, then you can see like there is some error in the build.sbt. Now we are going to add our Spark packages. For adding Spark packages, I am again going to Google and I will open Maven Spark repository and I will choose the first link. Here we can see we have libraries for all the core functions we are using in Spark, core SQL, MLlib, streaming, Hive. Like we will have for Kafka, like for each and everything we will have a SBT library that we can go ahead and use. Now for this project we are going to use core. I am going for the core, and our SBT, our Spark version that we are using is 2.4.3 and Scala version is 2.11. I am choosing that. And here we can see we have a tab for Maven and SBT. I am choosing the SBT tab and copying this. I will paste this in our build.sbt. So our project core has been added, and you can note here we have a message popping up, like since I added a new line in the build.sbt, it is asking whether we need to refresh the project once again or not. I would recommend you to give enable auto import, so that whenever you add a new line it will get auto imported if it is possible. So I am giving auto enable. Now again we can see the project is getting dumped. It will take some time. Let us add other SQL package as well.
for now. I'm going to project SQL 2.4.3 and Scala version of 2.11 and SBT, copying the code and pasting it here. So now we have added the lines that is required. Let us check the external library once after this build got completed, and we need some patience to complete this. This might take around 15 to 20 minutes since we are doing it in an initial setup. We can go ahead and see the process that is happening here in a background process, and till then, till this okay, this got completed as well. So here in our external library, now we can check like we have all the Spark related libraries and Hadoop related libraries has been downloaded. I will show you. These are all the Hadoop related libraries and Spark Core, Spark related libraries, Zookeeper, and pretty much all the libraries got downloaded. Now we are set for starting with our coding. Let me do a sample program. I will right click on the Scala class, give new and Scala class. From here we can choose Scala class or object, anything. I am choosing object and giving it as first demo. We have created an object. In our later videos we will see how to create a jar file and how to implement it in our cluster, and also we will see some deeper concepts of Scala as well. For now so we have created a main class, and inside this let us define a SparkConf. Before that let me import the package, import org.apache.spark.sparkconf and as well as Spark context. I'm using Spark context for now. In our later videos we will see how to use the Spark session as well, and let me define the SparkConf. We are defining a master as our local, and we will also give an application name as first demo. So now we have given a config, and let us define our Spark context. Inside this we have to give the conf. So now we are all set for the config. Let me just give a rdd is equal to sc dot, sorry I didn't give the new object here. So now we can use sc dot parallelize, and inside this I will give an array of some numbers, say 5, 10, 30, and let us add these numbers using a reduce function. For that I will give rdd dot reduce. For adding I am giving underscore plus underscore. Let me print this as well. I will give print ln. So now our sample code is ready. Let us execute it. Let us run this. For running this program, we can either choose run button from here, or else we can right click and choose first run, or else we can use Control plus Shift plus F10. Either ways we can run. I am running it by this way. Run first demo. We can observe like our job got executed, but it is showing some error stating like Java illegal argument exception, system error. This is the issue with the VM. I mean like VM setup. I'm choosing here edit configuration, and here we can see we don't have any VM options that is being set. That's why the error is being thrown. We can say like SBD task, and here you can see the VM parameters. I am copying this. I will use this there. I'm giving apply, okay, and running this again. Now we can see our program got successfully completed, and the output is shown as 45 here. 5 plus 10 plus 30, which is 45. So our program works fine. Our initial setup is also completed.
Hope you guys learned how to set up a SBT in this video. Try this on your own machine and let me know if you have any problems. I'm happy to help you. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe and give a thumbs up to video if you really like my content. Thanks for watching.